media personnel have expressed alarm over unannounced visits from the police. To tell us more about this initiative, we have Colonel Jean Fajardo joining us over the phone. Colonel Jean, good evening. Thank you for joining us. First off, who ordered these visits to be done or to be conducted by the NCRPO? Sino po yung nagbigay ng utos?
Good evening, Ma'am Sean, and to all your televiewers tonight. First of all, there was no written directive that was given by the PNP National Headquarters. With respect to the visitation to some of residences of our media practitioner, the directive instruction came from the leadership of PNP National Capital Region Police Office.
All right, and yung mga addresses po, who was able to procure, or where were you guys able to procure the addresses of the different journalists whose houses were visited by police personnel? Were these visits made in random or were they planned ahead?
When the instructions were given to the district directors down to the chief of police and station commanders, the station commanders directed the respective personnel to coordinate with the barangay officials to ask whether there are media practitioners residing in their particular area of responsibility. And once confirmed that there were indeed the residents in that area, they will request the barangay officials to help them locate and possibly talk to the media practitioners so that they will personally check on their status, and if there's a need to provide security, if they are receiving any threat with regards to their personal safety, then the PNP is willing to provide one for them.
All right. Well, that is well and good. And of course, the PNP has said this was done in good faith and with the purest intentions. But of course, we would like to know, is this normal if someone goes to the barangay? Is the barangay at liberty to just disclose personal information such as places of residences or addresses?
We normally coordinate with the barangay officials in some of our police activity being conducted in barangay. In this case, Ma'am Sean, because there is an instruction for our PNP personnel to check on the status and of our media practitioner, they exerted effort to confirm if there are some residents in their respective areas of jurisdiction. But if I may also add, Ma'am Sean, prior to this visitation, there were already a series of consultative dialogues and meetings to some members of the media, particularly those who are members of the PNP Press Corps. However, we understand that not all media are members of the PNP Press Corps. So we understand that the efforts of the PNP and NCRPO to go extra mile in reaching out to our media practitioners who are not members of the PNP Press Corps. This is where the initiative happened, wherein we, like I said, we coordinated with the barangay officials to check if there are residents in their area of responsibility. And at the time, they conducted visitation in those identified areas where there are media practitioners that are residing.
All right, thank you for that clarification, Colonel Fajardo. Now, another issue that has, of course, risen to the surface is that some of these policemen supposedly were in civilian clothing or in plainclothes, and they were also, I think, riding unmarked vehicles. That was also brought up. Are there any guidelines on how these visits are to be conducted? So moving forward, media practitioners will know what is, within protocol and outside of protocol.
We understand the concern raised by some of our media practitioners with respect to the the unannounced visitation in the respective residences. And this is now the subject of the inquiry investigation. If there are some policy and guidelines violated by the PNP personnel, particularly who came in civilian clothes and unannounced, whether there are some violations committed, and this is now the center of the issue now, and we really apologize for the inconvenience to some of our media practitioners, and I understand the efforts of PNP and NCRPO caused some alarm and some reservation, and this issue is being looked into by the PNP leadership, and we assured everyone that the PNP leadership will look into this and some now are undergoing investigation, and on the part of the PNP and NCRPO, I understand they already reached out to some of the concerned media practitioner, and they are open. And in fact, the PNP leadership is open to conduct more consultative dialogue and meetings to iron out this issue, and of course, get their suggestion and recommendation on how to further strengthen the relationship between and among the PNP and the PNP and the media practitioners, ma'am.
All right, one last quick follow-up question, Colonel Jean. So I understand this initiative has been put on pause, at least for now. You've, of course, mentioned pending more consultative sessions with media practitioners or between media practitioners and the police force. Moving forward, do you think these visits will continue, at least, after the proper guidelines have been set in stone and released to concerned parties?
Considering there is an issue with respect to the house visitation, I think that these efforts will be put to stop totally, unless of course there will be a agreement on the part of the PNP and the media members that they will be okay in accommodating this house of visitation. But in the absence of any clear intention on the part of the media practitioner that they will allow our PNP personnel, then I think this house visitation will be totally stopped.
All right, thank you so much for clarifying everything for us, and thank you as well for your time, Colonel Jean Fajardo of the PNP, over the phone. Thank you, ma'am.